Welcome to the Pre Nup, the wedding-obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who are sharing their best tips, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. The Pre Nup is a Love Stories TV podcast. This episode is brought to you by Pearl Planner.
Our wedding day was perfect, but 18 months ago, I was overwhelmed, behind, and buried in spreadsheets with 300 tasks ahead of me. Then I found Pearl Planner. Now Pearl Planner gets everything out of my head and off my list. It's like having a Type A best friend who helps you plan your wedding, except she's powered by AI, so you won't wake her up when you message her at 3 a.m. I just answered a few questions and boom, vision board, personalized checklist, tailored to my style, my budget, and my venue. No more spreadsheets I forget to update, no more sticky notes stuck to my dog. Everything is in one place and it actually makes sense. This morning I said, Pearl, my mother-in-law added 7 more guests. Help. Pearl just took care of it so I could take care of myself. When I want to check things off, I do. When I don't, I just ask Pearl AI to help. Dress recs? Done. For me, my bridal party, my cousin who insists on statement sleeves? Handled. Need help wording your invitation? Pearl's got it. Need honeymoon recs? Already packed my sunscreen. And because Pearl's connected to David's bridal, every purchase earns me diamond points. So yeah, I'm literally planning my way to a free honeymoon. Planning doesn't feel like a second job anymore, it feels fun. Pearl Planner. Wedding planning powered by AI, fueled by love. Start planning now for free.
You know Chinae Alexander best from her social media, where she shares her vibrant energy in every facet of her life. She's taken us on many journeys over the past 10 years, sparing no detail, and her current journey, wedding planning, is no different. I'm so excited to chat with her about wedding planning in Portugal, how she's preparing for her wedding, planning for a family whilst planning a wedding, and so much more. Chinae, welcome to the Prenup.
Thank you for having me, and that felt exhausting just listening to it.
I know the intros are so...
No. But I was just like, I am planning a wedding and a family.
Girl,
no.
you do a friggin'...
We're doing it all.
You do a
We're
lot
doing it all.
outside of that. And that's just like within the constraints of like...
I know.
The smallest portion of your life.
And you know what? I think by the end of this podcast recording, we're going to figure it all out.
Girl, we are going to figure it out.
That's my quest to you.
We will have the answers to life.
Okay.
Honestly,
I'm ready.
By the time
Let's
we're done.
do it.
Okay, so I'm sure most people listening know exactly who you are, but I want you to just go a little bit deeper, a dive into like you and your fiance and how you guys met and got engaged and all the fun stuff.
So I dated every man in New York City.
Okay.
All of them. I did them all. And then I finally was like, I probably should. This was after a breakup and a long relationship. I was like, okay, let me try to get a little more serious. Got on the old Hinge.
Hinge is
everybody meeting online on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Chinae, when I tell you that every content creator, influencer I have on who's getting married has met her husband on Hinge. I swear to you.
This is not a Hinge ad.
No, I wish Hinge would
But if
sponsor,
Hinge, I'm looking at you, Hinge. If you want to sponsor this podcast and give me and Adriana a cut, we'd like that.
We would love it. We would love it.
No, so we met on Hinge. I actually kind of ignored his message.
Yeah.
He followed up, which, you know what, says something about their consistency and their persistence. And I love that in a man.
Sexy.
And I was like, it was such a non-thought to go out with this man. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I remember I wore this like floral Reformation dress. We went to this my fiance's Portuguese. So we went to this Portuguese kind of like restaurant and bar called Leitão in the West Village. I saw this man in his suit after work. I was just like, uh-oh.
Gotta get me some of that.
It was instant. It was also crazy. Like an hour into our date, this couple was sitting next to us. They were probably in their 50s, 60s, like parents' age.
Yeah.
And they said, we just have to stop you for a second. We live in the West Village. We go out to dinner every night. We always see couples out and no one looks in love anymore. We were starting to worry about love in New York City. Everyone's just always on their phones. Everyone is just like not paying attention to each other. And they were like, we saw you and we could just see how in love you were. And this is our first date.
Oh,
And I was like, wait. And I totally buy into like the, you know, kismet, the whole thing of like little Easter eggs being dropped from the universe on like if this person's right for you. And so I was like, whoa. And what is crazy is the day that we decided we were going to like kind of hurry up and get engaged and married, someone did the exact same thing at a restaurant. As in the middle of our conversation, this man walked over. He goes, I don't know y'all's situation, but buddy, you better marry her.
Oh my
Don't
God.
let this one slip away.
Stop it.
And we were literally at a lunch talking about potential. We had just like brought up potentially getting married. And it was like a full circle moment from this couple in the West Village speaking love into our relationship to kind of this perfect button on the end of this random stranger also doing that. It was just like so beautiful.
Universal signs.
Totally. And once we met, we never went on a date with anyone else, which is saying a lot for me.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. So how long have you been together?
So in July, it'll be 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be married by the time this episode airs. You'll have gotten married in June.
Yes.
In Portugal.
Yes.
Where your fiance is from. So as an American, what is your thought process on planning a wedding in Portugal? How are you feeling about all this?
Okay, well, let's back it up. I did not want to have a wedding.
Okay, why?
A big reveal to you. I was also a wedding planner.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains why you didn't want to have a wedding.
Yeah. So you kind of get it now. Being a wedding planner to wedding planner. So I planned a lot of people's weddings. I used to specialize in like high-end luxury events in New York.
Okay.
And, you know, there's a lot of things I love about weddings. I love the aspect of like all of your community getting together. I think we don't do that enough in like our culture. But it is so much stress and it's so much potential like waste. And it's also just like I've seen it become about the people and not the bride and groom.
Right.
And so basically we told all our friends, like, we're just going to do a small ceremony in Portugal with just my fiance's family, like 4 people, immediate family.
Yeah.
And my friends in New York said, okay, we're going to come to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I don't think you understand. I'm not having a wedding. It's just a hour-long Catholic ceremony. And they said, no, we'll be there.
Sounds great. Yeah, we'll be there.
And so I was basically bullied into having a wedding. Which now I'm really thankful for because as the days pass, like no matter how stressed I am, I'm really, really excited. Yeah. And so for my fiance, a Catholic ceremony was really important. For me, I'm not religious, but I was like, why not?
Sure. Yeah.
I love a big Gothic church.
Oh my gosh. Gorgeous.
Love a gorgeous church.
Uh-huh.
Like for like an aesthetic standpoint.
Yes.
I love the like pomp and circumstance. So I was like down for that.
Totally.
We had to like, you know, do all of our meetings with the priest. I had to like charm a priest.
Oh my gosh.
Fine.
But what do you think of your priest?
I love my priest.
Okay,
he's like a cool priest.
He's like a Portuguese king.
He's like a cool priest.
Yeah.
Like he used to work in finance.
Oh my God.
But he's like a cool priest now.
Yes. Oh, I love this.
But we had to, so in Portugal, I don't know if this is like a Catholic thing everywhere, but basically we had to meet with a different priest and they had to, they quizzed us.
Yeah.
They like took us in separate rooms and quizzed us about like lots of things.
Sure. Yeah.
They're like, how many children do you want to have?
Yeah. And they like, they do this. This is, I did pre-Cana.
Okay, you did it.
Yes.
I was not aware.
Yeah, so my priest wasn't as cool as yours.
Okay.
When my then fiance.
Sorry, sir, if you're listening to this podcast.
Oh, Father Gil, I talk about him all the time and not in a glowing way. Okay. So, you know, if it didn't already get back to him, then
tough hit to Father Gil.
Yeah. You know what? He is who he is, and I need to be nicer. But I was like, I'm not going to, I feel like I shit on the Catholic Church a lot, and it's not a reflection of, like, the religion. There's just some things that, like, frustrate me a little bit.
Sure, of course.
And Father Gil's at the top of the list. Like, it's just so judgmental, and I feel like that's not what Catholicism is all about. Like, let's be a little bit kinder. And not all priests are like that. No. I have some priests in my life who are absolutely amazing, wonderful people. the Catholic religion is beautiful. I was raised Catholic. I am Catholic. Married in a Catholic.
So you had a big Catholic wedding.
Had a big Catholic wedding.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the whole nine. So are you Catholic?
No, I'm nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So
I grew up with my parents. My mom is a pastor and my stepdad's a pastor. So that's why I'm not religious.
Okay. No, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
So Christian.
Yes.
Okay.
They're like Methodist. I am just like nothing.
Yeah.
But my fiance is Catholic, and I love tradition.
Yes.
And I love history. And so I was just like, it was important to him. I said, what are the important things for our wedding? And he said, the important thing for me is that we do a Catholic ceremony. And I was like, great.
Yeah. You're like, to your point, I think a lot of Catholicism is more rooted in culture than the religion itself, especially in European cultures. What for you, so the Catholic Church for him was really important, but what for you was like, this is really important for our wedding?
Well, once we decided to have a wedding, and I'm like, okay, we're
reluctantly
doing this. For me, it's all about vibe.
Okay.
It's all about venue, aesthetic. That is for me the experience. Mm-hmm. I buy and sell antiques on the side. It's just like a fun, I started doing it because then my house started just overflowing. So I was like, I got to get rid of these somewhere.
Sure.
But I love the aesthetics of kind of like old world aesthetics. So I was like, if we're going to do this, that is going to be an indicator in our venue, the look and feel, the stationery, the photos, all of that. Yeah. So that was a great part of picking Lisbon as a destination because it has that kind of built in.
Yeah.
And a lot of the venues there already have that kind of baked in. So
when you were looking for venues, and you do have a little bit of a background in it, so it's not like you were going into this as a novice, like you were professional, like kind of know what to look for. And your fiance is he from Lisbon or is he?
Yeah, he's from Lisbon.
Okay.
And his whole family's Portuguese.
Okay. So yeah, you had like a little bit of a leg up, but there's plenty of Americans who love, I would say it's so popular right now, getting married in Europe, whether it's Portugal, Spain, Italy, France.
Portugal is so hot right now in weddings.
Portugal's so hot. Oh my God.
And the prices are starting to reflect it.
Are they now?
I'll tell you.
Really?
They're starting to get wind.
Okay.
They're starting to get wind of.
They know their popularity.
Yeah.
So, okay, when you were looking, what were you looking for in venues and how did you come across them?
To be honest, we were looking for a venue 100 days out.
Okay.
So it was a lot of what is available.
Narrows the pool.
It really narrows the pool. So basically, I would say 60% of the venues that we were looking at were not available.
Okay.
So, but luckily we found 3. We narrowed it down to 3, flew to Portugal. We were like, let's go just dedicate a week of our lives to venue visits, tasting menus, all of that.
Yeah.
So we basically were wanting kind of a palace quinta, they call it their type appeal to our venue. And so most of what we saw was that. We didn't do any like hotels or anything. And the venue we landed on was this beautiful private palace that's now the Portuguese Red Cross.
Oh.
And it's not like there's not like computers and office desks around.
Sure.
It is a beautiful building, but it was owned by one singular family. Probably did some crazy stuff to get the castle. We're just gonna leave Portuguese history out of it.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's probably some bad stories attached to this castle.
I mean, what is?
I'm just hoping they're ghosts.
I would love a ghost.
I would love a haunting on my wedding.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? The spirits, they bring a different energy.
So in our venue, I'm getting excited now.
I love this.
So in the venue, in the dinner room,
yes,
there are huge portraits of dead people. I mean, they're probably dead now. I mean, there's definitely like huge oil paintings covering the walls. Yeah. And I'm just like, please, someone show up.
Come forth. Show yourself, spirit.
I need just like a scary thing to happen at my wedding.
Yeah.
Also, our church, I picked it because it looks very like, it's a little scary.
Okay.
In its ornateness and it's like oppressively gothic. I love it.
So that's your vibe. It's like,
But yeah, I mean, mentally.
yeah. No, I absolutely love it because I think it's so juxtaposed to what your personality is. Like, you're so
I'm
like
not
bubbly, light, silly, fun, and like
a murder could happen at my wedding.
Yeah, a murder could happen and you would love it.
So a few years ago, I had an idea that I wanted to do a murder mystery wedding. Like for myself, not for one of my clients, but like I was like, how fun would it be to hire some actors and not tell people that you're doing a murder mystery wedding?
Totally.
Okay, someone can steal that idea.
Oh my God. No, my sister, Big Vic, who frequents the podcast, she's going to be like all over this. Is
she married?
She is married, but I know she's going to like run with this and be trying to
think
tell
about
everyone
it.
to do this.
A lot of the guests don't know each other.
Yeah.
You have some guests that are just from work or whatever the hell. They're actors.
It's really fun. It's really, really fun. Even if it's just for like the welcome dinner or something.
How fun would it be
to the actual wedding? It's so smart. It's such a good idea.
It would be also just like the wedding for the ages. People would talk about it forever. So anyone that's out there listening to this, like there's probably a lot of brides to be. You may not want to switch over your whole wedding to a murder mystery wedding, but take this and run with it if you please. And please invite me. I'll be one of the actors. Do you want to be an actor?
1,000%. Please invite us. We would be honored.
Like
to do
I
this
will work for free for your wedding.
100%.
I'll serve chicken or whatever you need me to do.
No, we'll do whatever you need as long as we can be included in the murder mystery. It's so funny you say that because people are always asking, what can I do that's outside of the box? Something different. So like, murder mystery.
Have someone murder at your wedding.
Yes.
I don't know if
you don't love.
Yeah. Like mother-in-law. I'm just kidding. I love my mother-in-law.
I know. I always make mother-in-law jokes. My mother-in-law is wonderful and amazing, but like, it's such an easy. There's
a lot of mother-in-laws who aren't.
Oh, well, we get a lot of premarital counseling inquiries about mothers-in-law that I'm shocked that anyone could ever behave in the ways that they do.
My ex, who potentially I was going to marry, his mother was one of the worst people I've ever met.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Evil. I saw her make servers cry consistently.
So she was mean to waitstaff.
She was mean to everybody.
Ooh.
She was mean to everybody.
Was that a deterrent in the relationship?
It was hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
I can only imagine. I mean, you marry a family.
You do. And my fiance now is just like, has the cutest, sweetest Portuguese family. And like, I'm just so grateful. He's also a twin. So I kind of, and his twin is a girl.
Oh my God.
And so I kind of get like a sister too.
Yes.
Which is so fun.
Oh, is it just the two of them?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's just the two of them. And they get along. It's just like, I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
And my family's like cuckoo. So it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? We all have a little bit of crazy family, some of us. But,
it is funny because when I was a planner, I would always get, people and they would always be like, well, I have to warn you, like someone in my family. I'm like, get in line.
Girl, I've seen it all.
No, I'm like, get in line. One of my brides, actually, horror story. Please, if you're listening to this and you're in someone's wedding, don't do this. One of my brides, the matron of honor, I should say, was a sister.
Okay.
Her speech was, I just wanted to take this time to announce that you're going to be an aunt.
No. On what planet does someone think that's okay? I just cannot fathom it. Like, okay, let's make the whole fucking day about you.
It was so hard. It was funny because in the time I thought I was going to get maybe proposed to, every time we'd go to a special event for one of my friends or like a group vacation or something, I would always tell my fiance, whatever you do, don't propose at Sarah's birthday in Jamaica. Just don't. She'll never forgive me.
Yes.
I had to make that very clear. Not that he was going to do it, but this isn't the advice portion of the show, but just don't do that.
It's really good advice. It's really important advice. Like, this is a dedicated event about the union of two people. Like, let's keep focus on that. Okay, like tomorrow. And guess what I've been hiding? And then you reveal it. Like,
it's crazy.
Why can't people just take 5 seconds and not make everything about themselves?
And also, crazy. Like, weddings are a lot about the guests already. You know, like
that's a bad one. That's a really bad one.
Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, a little tidbit, because that's one of the worst I experienced.
I that's certainly up there. It's really, really bad. Okay, so just getting back to the whole planning the wedding in Portugal, especially because you're so used to planning weddings in the States, what are some cultural differences between a Portuguese wedding versus a traditional American wedding?
I'm sure everyone that's been on the podcast that's planning in Italy or Spain or Portugal, the pace, girl, the pace.
Yep.
The pace is slow.
They are laxed.
It is.
They don't give a fuck.
We are 40 days out from our wedding, and they're like, we'll get pricing out to you. I'm like, what? I'm like,
they're chilling.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
When's your birthday?
August 27th.
Oh, my mom's the 28th.
Oh,
yeah.
You mean your mom are twins?
Yes.
But like Virgos, we're not chill people, and I realize that. But like, it is really crazy, the like turnaround times.
Yeah.
And also just the like, yeah, sure, the venue, you got it. It's available. And you're like, no, I need to see the contract. Like, I need to sign so that legally there are things that I can do if you flake out.
Yes. Totally.
I will say, though, like, it's probably good for me to, like, just be like, all right, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I think one thing that's, like, a really small thing is they do double entree.
Oh.
So they do cocktail hour, then they do starters, they do a fish entree, a meat entree, then dessert, then cake, then after food.
Love it.
It's just a lot of food.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm willing to eat a lot of food in Portugal. You know?
But what was funny is I was like, I need my guests to be dancing.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
We're going down to one entree.
Okay, bold.
Because I was just like, people don't need like 16 ounces of meat before dancing.
Are majority of your guests American or more Portuguese?
It's exactly half and half.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's exactly half and half, which is really fun. It's a fairly like young wedding in the sense of like there's not a ton of like older people. So it's like everyone's going to be on the dance floor. Kids are invited. So it's going to be.
That'll be fun.
I'm only having kids in my wedding, by the way.
Yeah. You're such a royal. I love this.
This is my inspo.
I
love that you know that. I love that you know that. So David's Bridal is actually doing all of the children's outfits.
Stop it.
So they're doing like 10 children.
Oh, so you have 10 kids in the wedding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are the ages?
Everywhere from 6 months old up to 20.
Wait, I love this so much because you will hear me shit on having kids at weddings a lot. I'm going to be honest with you on this podcast. I say it a lot. But the reason that I do it is because
kids are terrible. Kids are terrible sometimes.
Kids are awful. No, kids are amazing and wonderful. And when people want them at their wedding, it makes all the sense in the world. Where I come in is people are not inviting kids to weddings, and then the kids are being brought.
It's just like bringing a surprise plus one.
Correct.
You can't do it. But also, I totally respect people that are like no kids at the wedding. Like that to me is incredible. A lot of my friends' children, I'm their aunt.
Yes.
So for me, I'm like, I like you guys better than some of these adults.
Right. It makes it really different when you have such a close relationship. It's like, okay, your third cousin who, you know, it was kind of like a pity invite, and they're like, well, we can't come without you. Like, then don't come.
Yeah.
Then don't come.
We also are offering babysitters during the dinner and reception.
You are an angel.
So
that's huge.
So we don't want the kids coming to be a barrier for the parents or like a burden on them.
Yeah.
So we're like, bring your kids. Portugal is such a fun family vacation. It's a really great country to travel with children.
Oh.
So because they're just a very family-oriented country in general. And so I'm like, bring your kids, have a fabulous family vacation. During the wedding, there will be people there that can take care of your children if you don't want to.
That is such a phenomenal idea. I hope everyone takes this because it will take off so much pressure of the parents, especially like if you are including kids. You can't forget it's not just about, you know, the other guests, the parents. Like kids get a little bit restless and sometimes they need someone to guide them and like tell them what to do to be entertained. Because
we have a little room that is for kids. We're going to have a couple babysitters there and plan them something fun.
Yeah.
Put a little projector in there, do a movie night.
Adorable.
Have your rental company, like our rental companies have like popcorn machine, things like that. Bring a popcorn machine in there. Do special treats for the kids.
You're going to find the adults in there.
Seriously.
Do something like that.
It was funny though. So many of the kids were like, but I want to sit at the dinner with you. And I'm like, great.
Yeah, do whatever.
So they're sitting at the big tables and like I like trust them. And also I think kids doing stupid makes a wedding funny.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like not too precious about it.
Yes.
But they'll be flower girls, the ushers, the ring bearers, and also holding my dress and veil.
Oh my God. These pictures are going to be so exquisite.
Yeah. It's going to be so cute.
It's going to be so cute. Yeah. Oh God, you're such a royal. Yeah. Rachel Silver had told me, who had connected us, that you were marrying a Portuguese diplomat.
Yes.
Okay. So in my head, I'm like, that's like royal adjacent to
it
me.
is.
So I think that you are
I'm
doing it the right way.
You know what? The only person I want to be is Princess Diana in my life.
God, girl, you and me both. Other than the untimely death, God forbid.
Yes. Other than that.
Yeah.
Other than that. But I will say, like, it's like having children only in your wedding. Like, I have no bridesmaids. We have no maids of honor. We're not getting walked down the aisle by any adults.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Totally.
But if you want to, like, if you have a lot of kids in your life.
Well, and it sounds like a lot of your friends have kids. So are you on the later end of friends getting married? Okay. So I think it's such a favor and a service to friends who maybe don't want to do the whole like bridesmaid process. But
I'm 39.
Yeah, you still include. Oh my God, you look like a fucking baby.
I've been a bridesmaid over 13 times. Like, you know what's that movie? Like 17 Dresses or whatever?
27 Dresses,
whatever.
Yes.
I've literally been a bridesmaid 13 times. And so I was like, I think when you're 24, it is awesome.
Yes.
It is awesome to buy a Reformation dress and go down that aisle. My friends are like tired.
Yeah.
They're exhausted. They're like, I'm just like, if you can get your ass to Portugal.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking.
That is it's so incredibly generous and sweet of you. Wait, okay. So many things are going through my mind right now, but bridesmaid 13 times over is a lot.
Yeah.
Tell us an unhinged bridesmaid story. Do you have anything like crazy that's ever happened?
Yeah. My friend Desiree, who is literally coming to my wedding. She's one of my favorite people in the world.
Hi, Desiree.
She she chose to have the bachelorette be the Thursday before the wedding.
Oh, good.
Which I think is like a really bold choice.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were also 25 at the time, so maybe that like informed some of our choices.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like, we will do it.
Yeah.
We went out so hard. We got into every major club in LA. We're like, we have one friend that's lost with some man behind a speaker.
Oh,
like,
my God.
The bride pissed on her. She decided to wear her wedding shoes. She pissed on her wedding shoes from being too drunk. Her shoes are pee stained. Her white shoes are pee stained. Why you would wear your wedding shoes to your bachelor, I don't know. But she threw away her purse. Purse is gone. Peed on her shoes. She wakes up. We wake up the next morning. She's in her peed on wedding shoes in the bed. Three of us are in the bed. And we're like, she's like, where's my purse? We're like, oh, a policeman had it.
Thank God.
But like, what? Why? What was the reason?
You know, it's very movie-esque. We had a premarital counseling submission. This was a couple months ago, but the man fiance in the man-woman relationship was hell-bent on doing the bachelor party the week of the wedding. And the bride who wrote in was like, no, I don't want to tell him no, but like absolutely not. And it's cutting it close, you know?
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's definitely a thrill and a story to tell for all time.
Oh, but by the way, I forgot this detail. At her wedding, it was in Palm Springs. They rented out this really fabulous Palm Springs home. Mid-reception, a guy jumped into the pool with his suit on, and
a guest?
Yes. Very small pool.
Uh-huh.
Cracked his head. Ambulance had to come. Almost paralyzed himself.
Oh my God.
Like, he's fine now, but
Thank God.
you know, It screams 25. It screams
yes.
25.
Yes. Is she still married?
Yeah, with 2 kids, and her 2 kids are going to be in my wedding.
It's full circle.
You know what? I can't wait till they get old enough for me to tell them stories about their mom pissing on her shoes.
Oh, the second I say this to my siblings all the time, I'm like, wait till your kids find out what you said. Stories for days. This episode is brought to you by Pearl Planner.
Our wedding day was perfect, but 18 months ago, I was overwhelmed, behind, and buried in spreadsheets with 300 tasks ahead of me. Then I found Pearl Planner. Now Pearl Planner gets everything out of my head and off my list. It's like having a Type A best friend who helps you plan your wedding, except she's powered by AI, so you won't wake her up when you message her at 3 a.m. I just answered a few questions and boom, vision board, personalized checklist, tailored to my style, my budget, and my venue. No more spreadsheets I forget to update, no more sticky notes stuck to my dog. Everything is in one place and it actually makes sense. This morning I said, Pearl, my mother-in-law added 7 more guests. Help. Pearl just took care of it so I could take care of myself. When I want to check things off, I do. When I don't, I just ask Pearl AI to help. Dress recs? Done. For me, my bridal party, my cousin who insists on statement sleeves? Handled. Need help wording your invitation? Pearl's got it. Need honeymoon recs? Already packed my sunscreen. And because Pearl's connected to David's bridal, every purchase earns me diamond points. So yeah, I'm literally planning my way to a free honeymoon. Planning doesn't feel like a second job anymore, it feels fun. Pearl Planner. Wedding planning powered by AI, fueled by love. Start planning now for free.
Okay, so speaking of kids, I want to segue into this because you've been super open about trying to plan a family.
Yes.
While you were trying to plan a wedding. And I don't think a lot of people are willing to either admit that they're doing that or they feel like they need to wait until after the wedding to start doing that, which I think is hogwash. I think it's like if you know you want a family, like
why not?
Go for it. Why not? So what has the experience been like for you and what are you doing to kind of prep yourself for your upcoming family? It's so exciting.
It is so exciting. I think like the only way that it's impacted my wedding specifically is I had to tell my dress people, like, look, I could be 30 pounds fatter or like the same size. I don't know. So like, let's leave a lot of leeway. Mm-hmm. I'm not currently pregnant that I know of.
Okay.
I will know in the next 3 days if I'm pregnant this month.
God,
so we'll see. We'll see. But
so
I was just kind of like, well, I could be pregnant at my wedding and that's totally fine. I think it's like kind of like going along with like the scary bad girl like Catholic church wedding and I'm a little pregnant.
Going against
Nobody
the grain.
knows.
Yes.
Nobody knows.
Oh, wait, I'm obsessed.
The priest doesn't know.
The priest doesn't know that I am knocked up.
But look at like Virgin Mary. They love a virgin pregnant person.
Love a virgin, yes.
So the interesting thing also is I've gotten a lot of questions from my community about like why try before the wedding?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm 39, like I said. So I was just kind of like, things can take longer at that age. So I'm like, why don't we get started on it sooner than later?
Yes.
And, you know, I think we're taught our whole lives that it's so hard to it's so easy to get pregnant. You're just trying to avoid it like the plague.
Girl. Yes. I was on birth control for like 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm trying to have a kid. And I'm like, oh, oops, it's like not easy at all. Actually.
No.
It's actually pretty impossible.
It's so incredibly hard. And also, like, there's such a short time period of the month that you can give birth. I mean, you can get pregnant.
Yes.
So it's just like, okay, this is like really like a very small window. And so for us, we were just like, we've never tried to have a baby.
Yeah.
We've always not tried to have.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just not be stressed once the wedding is over. And if the thing we have to deal with is that, like, you know, we got to let the dress out a little bit, that's great.
Not the end of the world.
No.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of like really romantic too. Either way, like the idea is like we are going to have a child together.
Yeah.
But if you are pregnant at your wedding, anyone who is wanting to start a family but feels like they should wait. It's like a romantic notion that you could be, during your wedding. So I think it's really beautiful.
I think for us, we wanted, specifically me, but obviously my fiance has a less he has a public-facing job, but I have a very public-facing job.
Yes.
In the sense of sharing. Mm-hmm. And, I really wanted to check with him about, how much he wanted to share, or we wanted to share about our trying to conceive journey.
Yeah.
And, I think online you hear a lot of, people who are, unable to conceive. So they're talking about the fertility piece or, IVF piece.
Yeah.
Or you hear a lot about loss, or you hear a lot about, boom, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot in this space of just hey, we're just figuring this out.
Just trying.
We're just being oh, we're 1 month in and we're just trying and here's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was really important just to speak to that time in people's lives.
Yes.
That is often weirdly not talked about, weirdly kind of hidden.
I don't know why. It's it's really strange.
I think a lot of times wrongly, society paints women that are trying to be on the process of having children. If for some reason they're not successful right away, it's some kind of failure.
Yes.
And so I think because of that stigma, people don't want to share their failures.
Totally. Yeah.
And
it's
so
a biological duty. Yeah.
Yes.
It's strange.
And so for me, I was I don't want to paint this as a failure.
Yeah.
I want to paint this as a large effort, and where we are in the effort.
Yep.
And the thing is we have no problem if we need to do interventions or seeing what works. But I really found it important to kind of break the stigma of talking about this process. Also, I'm I wish someone would have told me it was 4 days a month window and maybe.
I have to tell you. So I don't ovulate, which is fun and interesting.
Okay, yeah.
I don't get a period, so I don't ovulate. So I had to go through some interventions to do that. So I'm pregnant now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Do people know this?
But I have said it, but I don't know who listens to which episode, so it might be someone finding out right now.
This is great news.
Yeah, it's super great news. Super
Thankful
exciting.
for you.
Yes, but I called my husband the one day. Oh my God, he's gonna be so mad that I'm telling this story. And also mom and dad, fast forward 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But they directed us to have sexual intercourse after they realized that the period right before I was ovulating, they checked that I did ovulate. And then the day after, you're still in that window.
They're go.
Yeah, go. And my husband's Anne from the center is dictating my sex life. I'm yeah, she is. So they checked after we did it to make sure that the sperm was viable. And the girl was I'm not seeing anything. Did your husband ejaculate? So I called Jake and I'm Jake, did you ejaculate? Because Anne needs to know. He's what? I'm yeah, Anne needs to know if you ejaculated last night. He's those are words that I never thought I'd.
He's why doesn't Anne leave me the hell alone?
How are Anne's orgasms?
Yeah.
No, but he did, and it made a baby, and now I'm halfway there.
There you go. What month are you?
I'm at 20 weeks.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that is amazing.
It's crazy. It's really wild, but yeah, it is. I mean, I've spoken with so many friends and people who are either trying or having kids, and it's weird how much stigma there is with it for all different kinds of reasons. Yeah. I'm I don't have any shame in the fact that I wasn't able to do it by myself. It would have been nice, would have been great, ideal, but I couldn't. So,
but the thing is at the end of the day, women have to deal with so much shame about so many other things.
Yeah,
our bodies and even getting married at some point.
Yes.
All of this stuff that I hope by more sharing about these things that people can let some of that go for themselves.
Yeah.
And I think there's obviously a lot of sadness when it comes to talking about infertility or, I'm I'm like a Reddit lurker.
Oh my God. Same.
I mean, I'm sure if you've been on the TTC Reddit forums, you know what it's like. But, you know, there's so much like private pain that comes with these processes. And people feel really alone that I'm like, man, it sucks that people have to go to other strangers on the internet to say like, man, my sister's got pregnant on the first try. This is so hard for me.
Yeah, it is sad. And I'm sure you even see it too with your community, because I'm sure so many people reach out to you. But even with wedding stuff or any kind of thing of life, it's almost easier to go to someone that you feel like you can relate to on the internet and be vulnerable with someone in your life.
You know what's been, I'll tell you the weirdest thing that's been happening. I love it, but it's very strange because I never thought I would be this person or experience this phenomenon. Ever since I've told people I'm trying to conceive, I get a few messages a week that they're like, I'm pregnant. Nobody else in my life knows, not even my husband. But I have to tell someone because it's too soon to like.
Yes. Oh,
or like I'll get people that like send me a picture of a pregnancy test and they're like, I'm pregnant and I didn't know who else to tell.
Oh my God.
And like all the people that matter in my life, I can't tell because it needs to be a surprise. So I'm going to tell you. And I'm just like, this is so like, what a funny thing to experience.
Yeah,
but it's really sweet.
It is so sweet. And it's true. And then I swear I'll stop talking about myself. But one of the podcast producers, shout out to Chris, he was like, he's a 26-year-old guy, and he was like the first person to know I was pregnant, because I was like, we went to lunch, I was like, I have to tell somebody, like I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
I can't tell any of my friends because we had a miscarriage, and you know, I was like, I want to be in a window where I don't want to upset people. I just want to feel a little bit safer. But okay, let's get back to weddings, because people are like, this is not a pregnancy podcast. Yeah, bitch, I don't care. I don't care.
But you know, a lot of people will go through this. So if you need any advice, or if you need some like solidarity at some point, come find me.
This is the girl. This is the girl. I know you always have like, you're just so open, and it's so comfortable to talk to you. I feel like
I've gotten a colonic on Instagram Live.
What is better than a colonic?
Like literally,
Nothing.
People have seen my poo going through a clear tube. It's so funny because I took people. So I had a saline sonogram. This is the last pregnancy thing, I swear to God. But I had a saline sonogram, and I was showing people. I'm like, bet you didn't think you'd see my insides today. And literally, so many people wrote me like, we've seen you get a colonic. We're not worried about this.
Not worried.
I was like, okay.
No. Oh my God. I love you so much for that.
This is my community.
Yeah, this is it. And honestly, you probably inspired some people to get a colonic, and it was probably the best thing they've ever done.
I mean, it felt clean as a whistle.
It is. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. I don't care.
Like, I don't think I could do it all the time, but definitely that once I was like, wow, this is an experience.
I do it like once or twice a year.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I live for it.
Should we make a colonic podcast where you only interview people while they get colonics?
Yes. Oh my God, we need the baths by each other. You know, the colonic.
Wow, this could be great.
This is a spinoff. I love it.
We're TMing that. That's copyright material.
Oh my God.
Care of Love Stories TV. So just cut this.
Come on, Love Stories. Let's do it. Okay, so before we get into our final segments, I want to talk about the dress shopping process really quickly, because I love it. I think that's the best part of planning the wedding. But you knew on the first dress that was the one.
It was insane.
How did you know?
Okay, so this woman, I'm going to call her a wedding witch. And I say witch in the best way. So there was a woman at my dress appointment. And I had this was the first like big dress appointment I'd been to with like friends coming and stuff. And it was crazy because she had asked me for like, what gowns speak to you? Like, send me some like inspo, whatever. I walk in, I start talking to her. I can see her like taking me in. She's like, your vibe, your energy, your body. I want you to try on, I just put a dress in there for you that I thought you might like. But, like, no pressure. And I was like, whatever. Okay, I was thinking, like, I know what I like.
Sure.
I see this dress. It's very, like, simple. It's like, it's not going to be for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get it out of the way. Put it on. And I looked at myself. And you do, like, the mirror, like, head tilt. We all have like a weird mirror
My
face.
husband makes fun of me all the time. He'll go in the mirror and he like puts his hands out and he tilts his head. He's like, I'm you.
But it's like, what is that? I don't know.
Why are we doing
But we're just like, I was just like, I look like a dog when you say like cheese. And I was like,
I'm stunning.
I was like, and the first thing I said to her, I was like, my tits look amazing. And she was like, they do. And I was like, wait, I love this dress. And I was like, I can't like the first dress I try on.
Yeah.
Like you can't pick the first dress.
You just have to keep trying.
Yeah. I was like, I need to try 10 other dresses.
Sure.
To make sure. But I walk out and my friends were just like, well, this is the one. I mean, all unanimous. Just like, this is the dress. And I was like, no, but guys, we can't pick the first dress. Like, we can't all agree on the first dress.
Yeah.
Every dress, they'd be like, well, I kind of like the first one better.
Yeah.
That one's really pretty, but I like the first one. And I was like, this wedding witch.
Wedding witch? Who is this woman?
She was just a woman that worked at the wedding thing. She
actually doesn't
helps,
exist.
Yeah. Okay. What if she was actually a ghost?
Honestly,
put it
full
together.
circle moment.
No, but she helps design some of the dresses and like she's a pro at this. And so what I loved is she wasn't just like basing it on body type or like style. She was just like, your energy speaks to this dress.
She's like a Reiki master of wedding dresses.
Yeah.
And remind me which designer you went with.
Justin Alexander. And then I'll be doing so some of the other dresses around the wedding will be Waters and Jenny Yu.
Oh, gorgeous.
And then all of my headpieces and jewels will be Jennifer Behr.
Oh God, you cannot go wrong.
So it's just like a really good all-star lineup.
I'm so excited to see these looks. I am so excited. Okay, so I want to get into a couple things before we lose time.
Yes.
One is, of course, our premarital counseling session where our listeners write in, they have questions, concerns, and my guest and I try to help them answer. And today we are so fortunate to have Chinae because she has a very lengthy background in giving advice.
Yes.
And I think you're going to be better at it than I am.
I don't know about that, but let's try. Let's go for it.
Okay, so we always give them a name. I will always offer to my
Tabitha.
guest. Tabitha is perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you for being so quick on your feet. Sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to pick, but I love
Tabitha.
it. All right, we're calling
for
you
sure.
Tabitha. You'll know by the inquiry. Hi, Tabitha. Tabitha says, hi, Adriana and Chinae. I'm a former pre-engaged listener and happy to announce I'm a newly engaged bride. So we have pre-engaged. They're not planning the weddings yet, but they're about to be. So hi, Tabitha. We're happy you're here. Okay. She says, we have not even set a date yet, but are so excited. There is one issue already coming to the forefront, though. My fiance and I began making a guest list. We are hoping to keep the entire wedding under 150 people. My fiance wants to invite a group of friends from college, about 15 people with plus ones. The problem is that's another 30 people. I've never even met half of the friend group, and I only know 2 of the plus ones. I only know 2 of the plus ones, have never met any of the plus ones. Okay, that's confusing, but
we're just going to say you barely know them.
You barely know them. Okay. Is it wrong to exclude the plus ones from the guest list that we don't know at all? Thank you for all your advice and hope to hear from you. Okay. All right. I want to get your initial thoughts on this.
I think plus ones are like the biggest question people have.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. Like
when you start doing the math,
it's doubling.
Yeah. You go, do I know this person $500 worth?
Correct. So what's your initial thought on this?
Absolutely not. No, they're out. Also, if they all know each other, they're going to have fun. Like my rule with plus ones that I always used to tell my brides, and this is something that we're using for our wedding as well, is if it's a significant partner where they've been together for years, they are on the road to being married or they're married.
Yeah.
Yes. Invite them. If they're dating and you've never met them, it's like, cut, you're out. Unless it's a person that will, and I think this is just, this is the part where I think there's some flex and it's up to you. But for me, if I think someone will be very uncomfortable at the wedding alone.
Yes.
Like, for example, I have a few friends that like don't know any of our other guests. So for them, maybe extend a +1 as an option just because you want them to have a good time.
Right.
And like also I think it takes some of the burden off your other guests to like include them.
Yes.
But I think that's a nice to have, not a need to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I think if you have a big group of college friends, Tabitha, Tab. These people all probably know each other.
Yes.
So they're not gonna feel alone.
No.
They're all gonna have someone to hang out with. Maybe they'll even want to like have a little college reunion and just go in on a house together, a big hotel. So I think the question of +1s, particularly going from 15 to 30.
It's a big jump. 15 to 30 people is a big difference.
Yeah. What's your opinion?
So
you had a huge wedding.
I had a huge wedding. Yeah.
So you just let anyone in.
Oh, I anyone and everyone. I was like, come one, come all. And there were scenarios where like I have a couple cousins who are like mid-late 20s. They don't have significant others, but and I'm not saying this is like a universal thing, but where I was with them, I was like, I want them to be able to bring a date if they want to bring a date, have the flexibility to do that. And the most annoying answer ever is like, it depends. But I would say across the board, if you don't know these people well enough to know the name of their significant other, like, why are we inviting them to the wedding?
Would you go on a double date with them? No? Okay, they're out.
Yeah. So I think like while maybe just don't invite all the 15 or like narrow it down, because if you are close to college age after getting married, it might be more like, oh, we're such good friends from college. Can I tell you, like, if you don't talk all the time and you don't know the name of the significant other, the friendship is probably not going to last.
Wait 10 years.
Wait 10 years. Yeah. But I don't know how long they've been together. I don't know how close these people are, but it sounds like
but it's also they're not having a huge wedding.
No, it's not huge. It's big. It's big enough. But yeah, I would say that if you were my sister, I was gonna give you advice. I would say like, honestly, cut them all. Or trim the fat where you can and invite the +1s of the ones that you're closest to if you're gonna include
And if
them.
they're married, I think it's kind of like with married couples, it's kind of like
I think it's a super no-no to invite someone to a social event, a wedding, where you're respecting the sanctity of a union and you're not going to invite the spouse of that person.
I think if you're married, it's a for sure.
Yeah.
But I think if these people are just dating and also they're going to have plenty of friends at the wedding, I think it's fine. And also, I think it's totally normal, and we're doing this, is to text some of our friends that have, newish significant others and go, hey, there's family we're not inviting.
How serious is
this?
So
no, not even that. Be like, hey, we're not allowing +1s, not because we're being just stringent in general, but like there are people that we're related to that aren't invited.
Totally.
So we just need you to know that like that's why the guest list is tight. It's not to exclude your significant other because of who they are. It's literally just because of our guest list.
Yeah. And I just think of my petty ass self, especially in my younger 20s. If my husband was invited to a wedding now and I didn't know the person, I'd be like, sweetie, enjoy yourself. I'm going to take a nap. But if my early 20s, if like a college friend invited him, we had been together for a couple years, I'd be like, why are you going to this wedding? Like, they didn't invite me. So it might cause friction, but I mean, it is your wedding and they don't have to go if they don't like it. So,
and also I think the one good thing to come out of COVID is I think people became a little bit more kind of in tune with having smaller weddings or being a little more choosy.
Yes.
And so I think you can carry that over. And I think also like at the end of the day, you're going to be walking down the aisle and looking into a group of people. And if you don't know half of them, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, can I just say one thing? I know this has nothing to do with this.
No, say it.
But I have to say, like, can we have more phone-free ceremonies? Like, please. Just like have people just like make an announcement or whatever, because the amount of photos that were ruined of the bride, and I'm thinking of this as a bride for myself.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to walk down the aisle looking at a bunch of phones.
Totally. And Chinae, not even the photos, which I know is such a complaint, but just like can we be in the moment for 5
Yes.
seconds? There's a professional photographer, probably
Yeah.
videographer here. They're going to capture it. What do you need your shitty
blurry
quality
photo
for? Yeah.
Your blurry photo is not going to do anything.
No.
My favorite was I had to corral someone's grandma. iPad.
Son!
iPad. I like tackled this grandma during a ceremony when I was a planner. I'm like, no,
Graham.
no,
Give me that.
no iPad.
I am done. I would pay to see this.
Like, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is like one of my pet peeves now is just like the amount we're not having fun because we're documenting fun.
Yes.
Is just, especially during a ceremony. I understand the reception. You want to take pictures, have like whatever.
Of course.
But the ceremony as a bride walking down the aisle looking at a bunch of iPhones is just like, it's not great. The pictures look weird.
Yeah.
It's also just like no one's really engaged with the sanctity of the moment. They're engaged with capturing the moment.
Right. It's such a good point, and it's very important to bring up. We don't talk about it a lot, but yeah, go
phone free. Like put it in your program,
Yeah.
or have like a quick announcement made before the ceremony.
Totally.
Or as people walk in,
Yeah.
let them know this is a phone free ceremony. Like afterwards, take all the photos you want.
Yep. There is no reason, unless the couple has specifically asked. I've seen that a bunch where they're
Sure.
like, everyone take out your phone, take a selfie, like cute, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, make the announcement. It's worth it. I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing we have is our after party today, Chinae.
Yeah.
So these are just like some fun questions for you. First one is, what is your honeymoon hotspot?
So we are doing probably either Tokyo or Seoul.
Ooh.
So we want to do like a city adventure.
Yes.
Obviously, like we're planning on having a baby, and so we want to get like a nice city adventure out of the way. I was born in Korea, so
You were?
yeah, I'm half.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so we kind of were like, let's do a little trip. I mean, I'm gonna go when I'm 45 anyway for like a new face, but
Please take me with you.
yeah, like, but like I was like, I mean, I'll go before I need a new face.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because you're 39 and you look like you're 12, but continue.
I think children can age you.
You know what? You're right. I already feel it.
I
I
think
haven't had
children-
Botox since last May, and I'm really suffering.
Oh man, I mean, you look great, but like, but it can wear on you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think we're gonna do Asia.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And it's not that it's not done a lot, but I feel like people kind of default to Europe, and it's like, no, let's not forget there's other really great
And also,
continents.
we're getting married in Europe, and we're also doing a delayed honeymoon. So I think there's something about doing a relaxing place right after the wedding to kind of have downtime. But if you're going to do it a few months later, why not do a cool city?
Absolutely. Okay. Love it. What song will get you on the dance floor at a wedding?
So I have an affinity for the Thong Song by Cisco.
Of course. Oh my God, that king.
Millennials, shout out.
We got it.
Cisco follows me on Instagram. I didn't ask him to follow me on Instagram. It happened randomly. But when I was in
Oh my God, Cisco's a fan of yours. I'm obsessed.
I always was like, I really want Cisco to sing the Thong Song at my wedding, but he's not.
Yet.
Cisco, if you're a fan of the Pre Nup podcast, if you're listening, Cisco, I'm available.
We need to
It's
clip
June 14th.
this before the episode comes out so we can get it to Cisco.
Oh, I'm gonna be married by now.
No, we're gonna get the clip. We're gonna get this to Cisco. Like, please.
Hey, Cisco, if you're hearing this, I need you to be wearing a red leather outfit with no shirt.
The best. Yeah, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
gonna be oiled up.
He's got like the tight bleached.
Oh, silver hair.
Uh-huh.
I need to see your belly button tattoo. It has a sun.
Ah.
But so when I was in my
okay.
early 20s, I would always go to every club in New York City and I would ask the DJ to play the Thong Song twice in a row.
I'm done.
So at my wedding, we will be playing the Thong Song twice in a row.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
That is truly.
And all of my Portuguese new relatives will be like, what the hell is going on?
What is the thong song?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it.
Who doesn't want to dance to that?
I can't think of one person.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. What hors d'oeuvre will you never pass up at a wedding?
Controversial opinion. I hate hors d'oeuvres.
You do?
Fucking hate it.
What do you like? Any app you?
I'm
eat, or just-
anti-canapé. Wow. They're not good.
Oh my God, Chinae.
I don't like canapés. I'm so sorry. Fuck your cone. I don't
Fuck
want.
your cone. Fuck your little spoon.
Let's make merch. Fuck your salmon cone. No, I don't like them. I think generally they're bad, and
Okay.
I get the ick watching people like stock servers
You would hate to see me as a wedding guest.
Oh my God. When I see someone crouching near the entrance of where the servers enter, nothing gives me. I go to a lot of events for my job and I see that. I'm like, that's shocking.
Desperate energy.
So I love a station.
Uh-huh.
I love a station. It's like people feel safe.
Yes.
They're not like on the show Survivor.
Okay.
They're not trying to scavenge for food. We're actually in a fight with our catering right now because I'm like anti-canapé and they're like, but we do canapé.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, no.
Yeah.
So
you hate it. You
we're
don't want it.
I just think they're not that good.
Yeah, it is your day.
Yeah.
Lest we not forget.
Like I don't want a mini like thing.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
I hear you.
People love them.
I am like, I'm a pig in a blanket girl. I'm a shrimp cocktail
I
girl.
love a pig in a blanket, but try to find a pig in a blanket in Portugal. It's not happening.
It's not going to happen there. No. Portugal's a little more elevated. Like I'm used to a New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia wedding where it's like old country buffet.
If you give me a frozen mac and cheese ball.
Correct.
Or like a
fried
pig in a blanket.
ravioli.
Oh, those? That?
Yeah.
Those.
Oh, damn day.
I think those you call those apps.
Apps. Yeah.
I don't think those are canapes.
A lot of times they're past. They're technically a past hors d'oeuvre. But I do hear what you're saying. Like a canapé, like for real an hors d'oeuvre.
I mean, like anything that looks fancy but tastes mediocre.
Yeah.
Don't love that.
No. You know what? I always feel this way about gazpacho. Like,
who wants cold soup?
I don't want cold soup.
It's terrible.
It's disgusting.
Weird Portuguese thing. You were asking about the differences.
Yes.
They have a tradition. We're not doing it, but they have a tradition that at like 2 a.m., everybody sits down for soup.
Oh.
Just like kale soup.
Kale soup.
At 2 a.m. And they say it brings the energy for more dancing.
Really?
To me, when I'm hot and dancing, I don't want soup.
No, yeah, that's not... That wouldn't have been on my bingo card for bringing the energy.
It wasn't my favorite idea.
Is it happening?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to have food, but
how about we have like a tequila soup instead?
Yeah, or like, I'm like, I don't know if my friends are the soup types. I think they want like a burger.
Yes.
Or like something greasy.
Definitely.
But I do think it's an interesting tradition.
It's very interesting.
And let me say, the soup's good. It's just like dancing, sloshing is not my personal vibe.
No, I'm 1,000% with you there.
Got it.
What is your signature cocktail or mocktail?
We are probably going to have the cocktails that we had on our first date. And we actually know the owner of the restaurant. He's going to give us those recipes.
Cute.
Yeah.
So cute. Where was that?
Leitão in the West Village.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I remember you
it's
said
a great Portuguese restaurant if you're looking for one.
Okay. Oh, I will have to look in. Okay. If you could invite any living dream guest to your wedding, who would it be?
Cisco. Well, I think we already talked about Cisco. So
yeah, easy.
End of list.
Done. Who else? Literally. Okay. What is one practical piece of advice that you could give to any couple planning their wedding?
I think I have two pieces. One is like more heartfelt.
Yeah.
So the heartfelt one is like make sure it's about you guys.
Yeah.
And like your preferences. Don't let the wants and needs of others like intrude too much into your vision.
Sure.
And what you want. Like it is your day.
Yeah.
The second one is don't waste your money on favors.
Oh, I love this advice.
Nobody wants them.
No.
I don't want your tchotchke.
No. Unless it's like so fire fucking flames. Like you thought of the best thing
What
ever.
is it?
No.
What's the best thing ever?
I don't have something off the top of my head. Like I love a mitzvah type favor where it's like, let's give a sweatshirt. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
But nobody does that.
No. Or food. If it's food related, I'm down.
Okay, I think a food gift is a great favor.
Totally.
Like I will say like give them a little something to take away and eat in the car.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
But like I
otherwise,
don't want a keychain.
Or I don't want your matches. I don't want your keychain.
No. Or like if you're going to do that, do it in a welcome bag for their room.
Mm-hmm.
But like no one after the wedding, this is what I just see when I was a planner.
Yeah.
We spent all these money on favors because people insist they want favors.
They go in the trash.
They all get thrown away.
Yeah.
There's so much waste with a wedding anyway.
Yeah.
It's like one way to save money, be more kind of like eco-friendly, but also like unless it's something they can use in the next 5 minutes,
yes,
don't give it.
It's not worth it. Or like an experiential favor, like the guest portrait,
totally,
or
totally.
photo booth, something like that, where it's a keepsake and a memento of them. But like, I have to be honest, as much as everyone loves you, they don't want a like Sarah and Jesse forever
mug.
Yeah. No,
It's going to go and
Shot
it's
glass.
going to be in a landfill.
Yeah.
And also, like, the one favor that I get, people are always like, but I did this and it was great, is like giving people a plant. I'm sorry. We don't love it.
You're giving me something to kill.
Like I'm literally, you're giving me a job.
Yeah. Yes.
It's also like, what? I'm like leaving a wedding drunk. I'm just like, I can't. No, just give people food or nothing.
I 100% agree. It's really, really, really good advice. Chinae, you are a superstar. Tell everyone where they can find you if they don't already follow you, all the places.
Yeah, follow me at Chinae Alexander, Chinae. It's a weird spelling, Alexander, on all the things. And if you need advice, I had an advice podcast, not a wedding advice podcast, just a regular advice podcast. It's called Press Send, and it's still live on all the platforms.
You are so wonderful. Thank you so much for doing this. This was the best time.
Thank you, baby mama.
Woohoo! Thanks for tuning into the Pre Nup. This episode is brought to you by Pearl Planner.
Our wedding day was perfect, but 18 months ago, I was overwhelmed, behind, and buried in spreadsheets with 300 tasks ahead of me. Then I found Pearl Planner. Now Pearl Planner gets everything out of my head and off my list. It's like having a Type A best friend who helps you plan your wedding, except she's powered by AI, so you won't wake her up when you message her at 3 a.m. I just answered a few questions and boom, vision board, personalized checklist, tailored to my style, my budget, and my venue. No more spreadsheets I forget to update, no more sticky notes stuck to my dog. Everything is in one place and it actually makes sense. This morning I said, Pearl, my mother-in-law added 7 more guests. Help. Pearl just took care of it so I could take care of myself. When I want to check things off, I do. When I don't, I just ask Pearl AI to help. Dress recs? Done. For me, my bridal party, my cousin who insists on statement sleeves? Handled. Need help wording your invitation? Pearl's got it. Need honeymoon recs? Already packed my sunscreen. And because Pearl's connected to David's bridal, every purchase earns me diamond points. So yeah, I'm literally planning my way to a free honeymoon. Planning doesn't feel like a second job anymore, it feels fun. Pearl Planner. Wedding planning powered by AI, fueled by love. Start planning now for free.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform or on the Love Stories TV YouTube channel. Follow at _pre_nup and at Love Stories TV on Instagram for more. Have feedback or suggestions for the next episode? Feel free to reach out to us at podcasts@lovestoriestv.com.